All right, Patty, I saw you unmuted. Did you want to tell everyone how great of a person you are, I am, and how we met in China?
You are fun to travel with,
Thank
climbing the
you.
Great Wall of China.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys. So we're just gonna do a quick update here today. I know there's some questions. There's some things with the app. And just to be fully transparent, we put together a lot. And then, we brought on another team here and in Vietnam as well. If you think there's a challenge with getting BNB in the US where you can just send a wire or Zelle in, I try to do it in Dong, try to get Dong converted. And so there's a lot of challenges, but we've overcome a lot of them. We've learned a lot along the way. Stocks of cash, and then got to try to figure out how to convert it because we can't leave the country with it. Otherwise, it's a serious offense here. So imagine that, right? So I know there's some questions about the competition. Mark is going to give some updates on those. Hopefully, we can get everything. As I mentioned, tomorrow we'll be traveling again, hopefully back to our final destination. And um, so tomorrow, Dr. Kraft and anyone else, she's volunteered. But anyone else who has some issues getting their conversions done, again, the real focus here, guys, and a lot of you guys, I'll just mention a couple names because I see you, Patty, and you, on pretty much every call these days. Ralph, you on every call. Caleb and Malika, you guys are here every single time. Calvert, shout out to you because you've been. This is a guy that when he first started, and I hope you don't mind me saying, Calvert, when he first started, he had to
You can
use
say, you can say.
thank you. He had to use like a digital wire to his laptop because he didn't have a keyboard that was working. And this guy's been on every single call. Now he's responsible between him, Jonathan, and his cousin for bringing on, a whole bunch of people, numbers and numbers of people in Guyana, right? And this is a guy that had no understanding of blockchain familiarity, never used anything online before, and just through his persistence and being on every single call is why he has one of the larger teams now on this whole in this whole ecosystem, right? And so that just goes to show that the right work ethic. Uncle David Ward, he knew nothing about it. Luckily, Jonathan is his son, and so he's been on every call with Jonathan, and he's figured out a bunch, and he's built a nice team as well going. And so it's not rocket science. It's simple. If you get on all the calls, you come to every single practice. And I said this in the beginning. If you got two people, one let's use soccer because soccer is what's going on right now. But if you got two people and one of them shows up to soccer practice every day and the other is a lot more skilled but never shows up, guess who's going to be the better player after 6 months, right? And this is just simple. This is just that simple, right? We try to accommodate everyone. Thank you, Ralph, for always being here as well too. We try to accommodate everyone, but it's impossible. People have different work schedules. People have different care needs, but it's just really impossible. And a lot of people. Thank you, Tobias, for being here as well. Willie's talked a lot about you. Thank you. But it's just the people that make it work, that get it to work. Thank you, Shalini, as well. Shalini has built a nice team as well. Thank you, Rose, for being here as well, always. Ronnie, I didn't get to meet you very well, but you reached out to me a couple times on the phone. So thank you, Ronnie, for being here as well. Right. And so guys, this is really what it's about. It's about leadership. This is not art. We don't own the system. We're just looking for the right leaders. There's a lot of special things we're doing, but we're just looking to see who shows up on their own. Right? And it doesn't matter if you got 100,000 people on your team, if you got 10 people on your team, it doesn't matter if you brought $50,000 in or $100 in. We're looking for people who have a heart to serve and help people. And that's why we're on. Okay. Anyone in that leadership group, you're welcome to step up to the plate. If you see anything happening, you're welcome to step up. The admins that are in there, I don't have to delete anything. You're admin for a reason. If you see anyone or anything in that group that doesn't make sense, a lot of people know it doesn't make sense. And if it continues to go on, remove them from the group, right? We're really in the position where we don't really need, we want to have more people on because we want everything to be distributed as evenly as possible to help as many people as possible. But we really don't need the wrong people on board. We don't need them. And so if a person is acting silly or being negative or, cross recruiting people or any of that stuff, it's removed from the group and let me know so that I can borrow from anything in the future, right? It's that simple, right? So I appreciate everyone again for being here. Let me see if Marcus is ready. All right, here he comes. So it's going to give you a little heads up. I'll post that question again, or any leaders can post that question in the group. So I don't know if we should keep the call open throughout, or if like half an hour through, because I don't think it really makes sense letting people in unless you got knocked off. And so, but again, it's not my decision to make. We want everything to really be a group decision, group vote kind of thing, so that people can. This is meant to be an equal playing field. We want to stick with that concept, right? So that's why in the beginning, when the token was at 10 cent, we put together a vote, and everyone on this call said Marcus wasn't for it because he was like 1 cent kind of sounds cheap for a token. He liked 10 cents better, but the leaders here said, hey, we won at 1 cent. So we said, guess what? If that's what people want, that's what we're going to do, because we really want to make this, again, our thing and not so much his thing and my thing. I'm just, guys, just so you know, I might be one of the first people in, but I'm just like every one of you. Like I'm just reporting from the ground what I see happening every day, all the calls that I overhear and all the things that people don't know are going on. You guys are actually learning how a real startup goes from beginning to end, right? And everyone who's actually had a real business on the ground knows sometimes that things don't go according to plan. We make deadlines, but that's so we have something to shoot towards, right? But you shoot and then you aim again after you see where your target was, and then you shoot again, right? Because if you keep aiming without shooting, you never move forward. So just to give you a heads up, there's a couple of things we're going to cover real quick. Mark's right here next to me. He's going to just kind of start talking and let you guys know. But we're going to talk about the price, right? The price of the token that's set to move. We're going to talk about when we're going to actually have the list up for the different levels, because a lot of you guys have hit at least 1,000 token level, and we want to make that available to everyone, because that's the little person that has. Let's give you an idea. If you got 400 people that have 1,000 tokens, right? Or sorry, 100,000 tokens, which is $1,000 worth of tokens. That's $400,000 that came into our ecosystem, because again, we are a startup. So although these guys, Marcus, you guys got a lot of money, in any business, the business should be paying for itself. And what people don't know, that there's a lot of expense that happen every single month, but these guys manage it. No one ever complains, right? So again, we want leaders to step up, and that's the purpose for this. So we're going to talk about the price of the token. We're going to talk about the levels, and when we're going to get more updates on those, and anything else that Marcus wants to cover that I don't remember right now. So Marcus, go ahead.
Hello, team. Every time I talk, can anybody hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we hear you.
Super.
Can hear you, yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so real quick, my water's on my living room. Thank you. Super excited here, wrapping up. A lot of great things are happening, but I want to be real quick, because I want to spend as much time as possible just making sure everybody gets their BNB. So if you know people who need BNB, they need to be on this call. They need to jump on this call right afterwards, because we're wrapping this end up with BNB. So we need to get them on as soon as possible and get them through the process. With that being said, two big things are happening. We're gonna have a bunch of announcements next week. We have a whole new set of press that's come out. We'll start forwarding those articles, but we have at least 5 or 6 newspaper articles come out in the last 24 hours about ASL. Getting our big push. There's a big press release coming out on Monday about ASL. A bunch of activity is about to happen. Things are really about to take off. So with that being said, we want to finish the BNB. So any and everybody who needs BNB, get on this call. We're going to get this knocked out.
Competition for the 8th as well.
Right. Okay, so we'll get this knocked out ASAP and get this knocked out. The reason we don't get knocked out ASAP because the price of the coin is moving to 2 cents, like literally within the next 24 hours. So this is, as soon as we get the last BNB transferred over, we'll put in a request. They're already waiting. Price is moving to 2 cents. And so people will not be able to buy through the app for 1 cent. This is the last time people will be able to buy through the app for 1 cent. Price will be 2 cents. So you want to grab your people. We won't be on here until the duration for the rest of until the duration to get everybody's B&B done, get everybody taken care of. Because then next thing is that the price is moving to 2 cents over the moving to 2 cents on the app. You may have noticed that the price on the app and the price on Pancake Swap is a little different. Reason being, don't worry about the Pancake Swap price so much. It's the reason being that somebody created a bot, which is like an automatic trading program. An automatic trading program takes advantage of the fact that we have commissions. And so effectively what it does is takes commissions and takes commissions against the price. So net, the person on the app said the price is 1 cent. The person on the app can buy at 1 cent, sell it at 70 cents and still make a profit, a little bit, a penny here, but that's what the bots do. They want to make a penny here, a penny there, a penny there. So because of that, the bot, every time the price is above 7 cents or 0.7, the bot buys and then sells and then therefore keeps the price there. Doesn't matter, it's going to be about to be obsolete here in a little bit. We're all buying through the app, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. We wanted to just have the price live so we can get up on Coin Market Cap and all the other services so we can get the coin listed. That was the reason for taking the price live. We know everybody here is just buying, not selling yet. So again, it's a non-event. Just want to explain it just in case you were wondering why the price on the app was always, the price on the market was Pancake Swap was always less, a little bit less than the price. And that'd go on for about another month, but then it'd be over and it's all good. So non-event. When the price go up to 2 cents, the price out there go up to $1. 1 point something like that. So it always got to trail a little bit, at least for 30 days, if that long. Okay, so that's that. What was the other thing? An update on competition?
When the competition starts, that kind of thing.
The preseason. So we're going to start.
Shift on that to the actual training for how to.
Yeah, we're going to start next week. Sometime we train it like the train. A process is going to be the training for how to pick a startup and how to start a work. And one of the things that Jamal's told you, I just heard came up in the room was that, and it's true, you're seeing a startup being built. You're actually participating in the startup being built. And so you're learning. People ask all the time, well, how do I know how to pick? Well, you're going to learn as we go as well, how to pick. You watch it in this startup, you're going to watch many other startups be built. And that's a valuable, important part of the process. Is watching a startup and understanding what a startup goes through to go from zero to having value. And so our next process is our next thing. Once is going to kick off next week. I'm going to save that announcement for call on Monday.
Yeah, Monday. That call will be Monday our time. It'll be so we kind of confused with the days anywhere because days are trailing. But basically the call today, which is what day is it in the US right now?
Friday still.
Okay, yeah. So it's Saturday here. So we won't have a call tomorrow as we'll be traveling again. But anyone is able to, as I mentioned earlier, Dr. Kraft and anyone else that wants to will be available to help people set up, right? To help people get set up to get the rest of the B&B purchase. And the reason why we're pushing that to the front is because for the next step, which I think people are gonna like, we got some good feedback from some teams and stuff, and so we put it out there. But for the next step is going to be more about how to teach people how to pick a startup, because we want people who've been in to actually win up front. And that's our main focus, is to create a situation, because so many people haven't been winning. We want to create a situation that everyone wins here. And this is a real winning story. More than anything else, we want this to be a winning story. People will always show up, right? So that for one time amongst all these times that you can actually say, hey, we won. And the whole team won. And it's not one of these deals people get in to make a bunch of money and it's a big bunch of hype, and then later on, a couple of weeks later, everything falls apart or it doesn't work or it goes or whatever else happens, right? And so that's why we're telling everyone that really thank you for your patience, because every time we go forward, take 3 steps. There's something else that happens. We got to take a step back and change this. And there's a lot that happens behind the scenes. So I know everyone wants everything to be done, but a lot of you guys have been patient and see that although we might shoot for something to happen on one day, it doesn't always happen that day, but it might happen shortly after, but it happens, right? And so, we're not perfect, but we're doing the best thing we can with what we have and everything else going forward. So I don't know if you heard Marcus because his voice is kind of groggy or cracked up a little bit, but he's been on last 2.5 hours for those in the BNB issuing group. You can go in that group and see that people have been getting BNB issued for the last couple of hours. So we're really making that a priority. But there've been a lot of challenges to getting that done. And the company took a lot of hits, and some great mind, I don't know who out there, because we published our blockchain to make it public so people know that, again, that we're transparent in everything we do. Some person was able to figure out how to do some kind of thing from the contract and buy directly from the contract, take advantage of the commissions that we were giving to the whole friends and family, which doesn't affect the coin. It doesn't affect anyone on here, but basically they're able to go in and steal the commission, so they get a discount on the coin beyond 1 cent, and then go resell the coin. But we can't take the coin offline for that, because our bigger goal. So we'll have less money steal a little bit. It's like if you got a convenience store, Walmart, Target, wherever, people steal every single day. So our bigger goal, that's what I'm asking people not to purchase through Pancake Swap, although is a little bit cheaper, but it doesn't benefit the overall ecosystem. So if you're here for a long term, we want to do things, with a larger vision to benefit the ecosystem. And just think about it. Whoever you referred, if you're thinking for yourself only, and a lot of leaders on here will be fine. We'll be fine either way. But if a person came on board and he or she referred you, please do them the courtesy to purchase the app so that they get their commissions. Because for some people, that's the only way that they can get up to the next level. And they're working really, really hard. So please do them that courtesy for having introduced you to this. But some person, if we got a couple hundred people, there's going to be one thief in the crowd for sure. Right. And so some person, we don't know who it is because, again, it's blockchain. But some person found a way to go in and steal commissions through subverting the contract some kind of way. And that's why they're able to sell below the price, because, they're not going through the commission schedule. So they're able to get the price at 1 cent and then go back and resell at a discounted rate, which is they're stealing commissions. So they got the commission amount, that's why you see is about 20-30%. Because if you add up all the levels, you see we're paying about 30% commission. That's why the coin on the Pancake Swap is gonna reflect cheaper, but we can't stop them, because, again, just like we can't stop any of you from purchasing or selling your coin, but we're asking people because we're giving people this benefit, and that's why that's that. So when it's on 2 cents, it'll be on Coin Market Cap for $1.40. But as soon as the pre-sale is done, we're going to stop selling through the contract in that way. So it won't hurt anyone. Anything like that, right?
Exactly.
Just give you a heads up as to why that's happening and being transparent with everyone.
The only way to fix it would be take out the commission, and we want to keep the commission out there. Right. Keep the commission out there so you guys can get commission. So that's fine. It's a non-event. They still buy from us. They still generate money for the company. So it's still
right.
For the most part,
still selling coin too, right?
Right.
So,
for the most part, it's enough. It doesn't matter.
Right.
But just want to let you know.
Again, transparent.
Transparent, right? Why it's happening. So with that, I think we're gonna jump right into the
So we covered the competition, the levels, 100,000 stuff like that.
Right. We're gonna update the
list.
We'll put out the bonuses and the rewards for each level. We'll put that out by Monday as well. So stay tuned for that. We'll put that out by Monday.
Just notice, guys, for everyone who's hit, and we've been reworking, and then we're trying to find ways to fix that, and then technicians say we can't do it because it's a smart contract, right? So, but we just for everyone who hits 100,000 tokens, it's going to be a special level as well. Since you guys are on this call, for all you want here as well, $5,000 worth of tokens and $10,000 worth of tokens those are founders pools, and there's some people that are already on there, which means as a founder, at $10,000 in tokens, which is 1 million tokens. And that's why it's important to use a contract, guys, because some people that, they scrape together with it, whatever they have, but they've been working hard to bring people on board. And by doing so, they're able to get the commissions to level up to the next level, right? And that's why we made it with a contract, so that people who network, they might not have money for whatever reason, it happens in life, right? But people still make money to feed themselves and their families while they're building this and waiting for the NFTs to finish payout and all the other things that are happening, right? And so please do inform your teams not to sell tokens. We're not going anywhere, as you can tell, even if you sleep, we're on the calls, right? So, but please do inform your team to use the contracts. So for 10,000, you'll be part of a founders pool, and which means you're guaranteed to win every single tournament. When they say guaranteed to win, you're guaranteed to have 2% on and all the winning equity, which is pretty much, that means that you're set for life, right? And as everything grows, that'll be crazy amounts. So that's a really big deal. So 10,000, which is 1 million tokens, that's a guaranteed. 5,000 as well is also guaranteed as well, and that's going to be a 1% in equity for all the winning companies, which means every single tournament you'll be able to get a small amount of equity, but it's guaranteed equity in every single winning team. Okay, so that's why we've been because we didn't get a chance to put out some of these announcements. That's why we haven't really moved the price, because we want to be fair to everyone as well who's been on and paying their dues and everything else as well. So I'll urge everyone, if you haven't, try to get everyone on your team up to 1,000. But we do have to move the price, because we've been promising to move the price. So to be in integrity, we have to move the price as well. Right. And so please do that. Let everyone on your team know to get at least up to 1,000, because that's going to be the bottom line qualification for special stuff. Because we believe that everyone, I showed in the beginning how you can do 10 by 10 and get to $1,000 in commission relatively soon. So you have at least 100,000 tokens. And that means that everyone on here who has $100,000 can at least afford to buy one team, right? And that's the name of the game. If you can get one team, that means you can own equity, or you got a shot. If you can get up to 500,000 in tokens, it means that you're really in the big leagues, because now you guaranteed at least 1% equity, which is not a big number, but when you understand the equity plays and how that works, imagine if you had 1% of Amazon or Facebook or something like that in the long run. And we're not promising these things are going to be, in one day, one night. This is a real business. But what I can tell you is, at the end of season 1, there'll be a big jump. It'll be a really big jump, because we can't tell you numbers, but just understand that it'll be a big jump. And in season 2, season 3, there'll be another huge jump, because people finally really get what's going on and understand it, right? And I'm available for semi-voice clips people is a lot better, because it's just tough to get on the phone call. I mean, as much as, again, I'm straightforward, as much as I like to know how your dog and your cat is doing, if I take 10 of those calls, that's 3-4 minutes of introduction every single time, times 10. And it gets really long, and it's just really tough to handle. Please use your lines of sponsorship, because most of the leaders are in direct contact. So then I know exactly what's going on. They know exactly what's going on. So if people are saying they don't know what's going on, is because they're not using these calls and they're not using a lines of sponsorship, right? Leaders who are on, please take care of your people, right? Because there's a lot of people coming and saying, well, I don't know how to do this. I can't purchase this. Your leaders should all know how to use MetaMask by now, because they should have been all on calls going through this stuff. Jonathan and Mary and a lot of people have been on, help people behind the scenes to get things done. And so really and truly, everyone should know how to do it. And if you got 10 people on your team and 10 people know how to help 10 people on their team, it means 100 people that know how to purchase in MetaMask, right? And so there's no reason for people, Zoom is free. A 40-minute session on Zoom is free. So there's no reason why your people should be getting on a call and taking 20 minutes to figure out how to share a screen on Zoom. Right? If you're a leader, if your people don't know how to do it, when they get on a call to be helpful, to make things go faster, to get things done on time, we should be able to take 10 minutes to show your people how to get on Zoom. If you got 10 people on your team, step up to your plate and be a leader. Spend an hour out of your own time, so we don't take 2 and 3 hours out of everyone else's time, to show your people how to share on Zoom if they haven't learned how to share on Zoom before. How to find a MetaMask wallet if they don't know how to do that. Right? These are things that are going to be very, very helpful. All right. So anything else you want to add?
Plus, they obviously, you guys know, they help build your team. Exactly. If they know how to do it, they can tell other people how to do it. That's how you build your team. So you guys already know that.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go back to my phone, so I can, and my computer, so I can start issuing this B&B. You want to see who's on and who.
Hey, Marcus. How do you want to handle the ones that wanted to roll over some of their commissions? Do you want to take those? Do you want to take those now as well, or what?
No, I need those right after we finish. So right after we issue the last B&B, I need those as well. So, but I don't want to take them right now. I want to get as soon as we get the B&B issue done. That's the very next thing we do.
Okay, well, I just want to make sure to let them know that they don't need to be posting anything right now.
And our team either, we love and appreciate you a million. And we need some of you strong ladies as well to step up, because we're boys. We can only do one thing at a time. What? You know, we're boys. We need some of you strong ladies out there to step up as well. And again, feel free, everyone who's admin, and if I see you on all these calls, and you're not an admin or you're not in a leader group, please let me know, and I can add you to leader group, or let anyone on here that's a leader let you know, so you can put you in a group. But for all the admins, right? Again, this is our thing. This is not mine. This is our thing. If you need anything, any of the admins can reach out for sure. Anyone in that group can reach out for sure, right? And so please step up and handle anything that you see that needs to be handled, right? If there's any big changes, please let us know first, so that, you know, if it's something that's bigger picture that you might know other parts of the moving that you might not know about, you know, just reach out first. But other than that, admins are free to do whatever you think is necessary in the group to make sure it runs smoothly.
Yeah, and again, Jamal, you know, there have been a lot of our leaders stepping up, and we really, really appreciate that for sure. What I do want to kind of bring up to everybody, guys, if you have people on your team, please have a way of communicating with them, you know. And I'm telling you this because I've had people reaching out to me directly on here, on WhatsApp, on Facebook, and they're asking me to be their sponsor. And I'm sending them right back to whoever referred them, you know, that they have to go there. But it's because they feel like the people that, you know, that will be their referrer are not up to date with things going on, or they're not really paying attention. So I don't want you guys to lose people, you know, just because that's their impression. And I'm not saying that that's the case. I'm just letting you know that some of these people have that impression. So it's got to be a two-way street. Actually, it's a three-way street. First of all, there is no customer service there is no company customer service. This is not that kind of a company. Okay, so it is a membership, and we just have to pay attention to the people that we're introducing and that we are referring into the program, so that they are in the loop. Guys, if somebody's been in the program already for at least 3 or 4 weeks, there's no reason why they wouldn't know when these calls happen, what time they happen, and have the link. Okay, I mean, if they've been in for 3 or 4 weeks, they should know those things. And as long as you're, as a leader, you're communicating it to them, they should know. If they're not paying attention to your communication, I have a WhatsApp group chat with my team. So I forward everything to them that they need. And if they're still asking me what time the calls are or what the link is, I would ask them, when was the last time you were on a Zoom call? And you know what? I got to thinking about this. Imagine that you bought a winning lottery ticket, and a $1 million lottery ticket, and the lottery office said, you've got 1 week to surrender the ticket, and then it expires, and you've lost $1 million. Are you going to be using, you know, not you, but, you know, this is just a rhetorical question, right? Would you be sitting there?
It's you, Mita. Don't make it rhetorical. It's them.
Yes, I know. But it's like, would I be sitting there going, oh, well, gee, I don't get off work until, you know, whatever. Or, gee, I don't have, my car's in the shop. Or, gee, my cat has a hangnail. You know, whatever. It's like, it's $1 million waiting for you, and it's going to expire. And I think that's the way we have to look at this and teach our people. That's what you have waiting for you. So what would you do to make sure that you don't let that ticket expire on you? We just have to make it a priority. That's all.
Rent a car, take the bus.
I know. Bring your cat to the spa.
Right. Or clip his nails yourself, figure it out. Guys, and I don't mean to get religious or nothing, but look, Jesus had 12 disciples. We don't need 1,000 people to do this, okay? So we're really looking to see who's stepping up. Like, I know who's on the calls, because guess what? Don't matter what happens, except for a plane, because I can't be in the call with the plane, but no matter what happens, all you guys have been on every call know that there's, with the exception of about 4 or 5 days since September 20th, we've had calls every single day. Every single day, right? So thank you, Professor Max, for stepping up. But I don't think we need to post calls what time, but go ahead and keep doing it, Professor Max, because it's helpful. I got some feedback from other people, and that's why we're going to do it that way. Because again, this is a community, and so we're here to serve the community, right? But you also in the community should be also serving people that you brought on board, as Mita said, okay? Because it's really important. All right, I want to answer 1 or 2 questions, and then I'm gonna hop off here and let people go ahead and continue to get the B&B issued. We need to get that wrapped up so we can get the other parts wrapped up so we can move forward as well. I know Christmas is coming up, but please do, for all the guys that are on here, I'm gonna post this call as soon as it's finished. That might take a while if we got to jump off, if we got to let people issue. Okay, so as soon as the issuing is done, I'll post a call. All right, but please let everyone on your teams know to do their best to get up to $1,000, which means 100,000 token, because that's the real entry level for all the rewards. Those of you who are beyond that, great. 5,000 is the next big level. At 5,000, which is, so one of my mentors told me that this time, right? So I want to put this to be real clear, right? And people asked him on calls I was on with him, how do I know what number is good for me? Okay. And here's what he said. He said, first, choose the number that's comfortable, that if you put that number up, that it doesn't affect your household. Like you don't go hungry or something like that, right? And then he said, then go 1 level or 2 levels above that. So in other words, I'm going to use myself as an example. If I were buying $1,000 in ASL tokens, right? And I knew that that's the number that I could handle, because I'm responsible. Nobody on here is responsible for you. This is a startup. And although we're doing every single thing, God has a way of having a different idea. So no matter what we do, right, this is still in God's hands. We still have to work through all the challenges. But let's say $1,000 was a number for me that, that is comfortable. Then what I do is I look at the next level above that, whether that's 1,500 or 2,000, that makes me slightly uncomfortable, right? Because in order to grow, you got to get a little bit outside your comfort zone. I'm not saying to go to 10,000, because that's way out of your comfort zone, and I would not recommend that to anyone. And 5,000 is way out of your comfort zone. Stay away from it, right? But we did put this 6th level in so you can go to work, right? So what you don't have in your pocket, you can go to work and make up for it. And that's why we've been procrastinating and trying. We've been really trying. We could raise the token price or sell all the tokens out in the first couple of days. You really could, right? But we're really doing it for people here so that people can get a chance. Because the more people that we have, guys, who owns these tokens owns the gateway to Africa. I hope you understand that. Who owns these tokens owns the gateway to all the equity in Africa. Marcus gave me a story the other day that helped me to really understand that. I'm from a small island named Barbados, right? And there's a small island that colonized Barbados a long time ago called England. England is one of the wealthiest countries in the world. Well, why? Because they had equity in places like Canada, Nigeria, India. They got pieces of all the diamonds and everything for all these other countries, although they were so small. Okay, so even if you're a small builder and you have a chance to get equity in the whole continent of Africa, let me just give you a little bit of perspective on that. Right, Africa has 1.65 billion people. Okay, and a lot of them are going to come out of poverty because of what we're doing. But this equity position is so huge because think of how many people Amazon employs, right? Think how many people Tesla employs. Think how many people Facebook employs, Apple employs. So if we can get one company in Africa, just one, And by the way, all the companies that I just listed are all trillion-dollar companies. That's with a T, trillion, which is 12 zeros behind it, which means that at 1.65 billion people, there's still that's 1,000 times the amount of people that are in Africa. Okay, so if that's enough for every person to get $1,000 in Africa, is what I'm saying to you, right? Which if some people only had $1 a day, that's 2 years worth of food for some people in Africa. So if we have one Facebook come out of Africa, or one Tesla, or one Apple, or one Amazon, think how many people are going to be employed. Okay, you that own these tokens, you own the gateway to that. You own the ability for anyone to be able to come in and get into that. Even the biggest companies will not be able to go somewhere and purchase these tokens unless you put them on the market later on. So that's what we ask people to hold on to your tokens, because we're going to do special things. We really want to be transparent, and as Marcus said, we want to be listed on CoinMarketCap and these other big exchanges shortly. And so that's why we went live. Okay, we want people to know that there's a real deal. We're not trying to hide anything or take people's tokens. So that's why we went live. Somebody else decided that they wanted to be short-sighted and steal tokens at 1 cent. Whatever, right? Whatever. But for those of you who get it, this would be a really big play for you. Okay, because the only people who have these tokens are us. So it don't matter how big the person is and how much billions of dollars they got. If they want to play in this American Idol or this Shark Tank, they're going to have to purchase tokens to somebody who's on this call. Okay. So help you people to understand that, right? We can't stop you from selling because we're a real business. If you want to sell, up to you. But when we move the token, if you will sell at 1 cent right now, or and the token goes up to 2 cents, guess what? You can't buy them at 1 cent anymore. You're going to have to buy them at $1.50 or whatever it shows up on the app and stuff like that. All right. So you're putting yourself in a bad position. Right. And you steal it from whoever brought you on board, which is bad on your character. Right. And that person probably shouldn't invite you to anything else ever again. Right. So with that being said, I'm done. Let me see. I saw you got a question. Sister Mary, what's your question? Stop recording here.